Saying in the group for a while now. Morning. So Uche, you made me jump on Zoom to do this quick recording. I'm gonna ramble a little bit because it feels like I haven't got a plan. Well, I do have a plan, and the plan is to talk about a few positions. So yeah, I'm gonna ramble as if I haven't got a plan, but I kind of just thought the plan is to talk about a few stocks and what should we do or what do I do? you know. So it's a Friday, it's 13th of February, it's 9:59 right now, and this is just me rambling away. So just hold on, bear with me. Okay, now we stocks are dipping, of course, and where are we? Where are we going? Kind of feels like we are we are in a we're in a mess, really and truly. Sorry, hold on a second. We're in a mess, really, and everyone is a lot concerned. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do something. Yeah, and everyone is a lot concerned. Personally, I'm not at all. So I'm a bit like it looks a bit like a Pareto principle when I look at the market, 80/20, 80% do the most of the work for the 20%, or 20% of the people create the wealth that 80% of the population do enjoy. Whichever way you want to look at it. So I think when it comes to the market, it's more for me 80%, how do I call it? 80%, uh, sorry, 20% psychology, 80% whatever else I'm going to call it. I forgot what I was going to call it. But anyway, yeah. So for me, it's more 20% strategy. So the strategy is 20%. The 80% is probably just patience and psychology in the market, etc. That's the way I see. Sorry, I kind of decided to I share the thing here, and we're probably going to get a few people joining. So I'm going to show you a few things. One thing you need to understand is when the market is dumping, it's dumping for a reason. Let me share. I'm going to call it an open secret, okay, with you. When I started in 2007, I bought my first stock I was in the call center then. It was just after my university. My first job then was in a call center, car phone warehouse in Manchester. I still remember the seat. I was sitting upstairs in Eccles, and I bought the first stock. And I'm constantly kicking the chair, thinking, oh, this share is going to go up. It's going to go up. It doesn't go up. And I'm just thinking, what am I doing? But anyway, it doesn't matter. So now going from there, it's quite strange because so I started off in the bear market, 2007, 2008, and I've never had it worse than 2022, which was why, when then we didn't have the group as well, then we've always had the group. And I said to myself, this is the worst it can ever be. That's 2022. Things were going, I was selling things off, and then only for it to rebound back. But I'm not talking about the market will rebound. But let me just quickly share something, which is what I wanted to share. I saw somebody else. I had some real good quality stocks. Like I said, I bought AMD at $2. I bought Nvidia at 20, and I'm not lying to you. I think I've shared one or two positions before, which is why it's very difficult for me not to know a lot of these tickers that we share. So, and then I saw some guy, I think, which the guy I'm talking about. At some point, I've got this experience, and this guy has come with a brush. I've got this degree. I worked with this big financial institution. And I just thought my strategy was rubbish. And I started copying and I started selling up. I remember selling off my Nvidia then at 67. And that's pre-split. Don't forget, Nvidia is actually split maybe once or twice now. So I got my Nvidia at 20. It's probably now about 1,200. I remember then bought Apple, I bought Amazon, I bought a few quality ones, not just big caps, but bought a few quality. I had Visa. Anyway, And the story to me was, oh, this is not going to grow at this point. So I started looking out for cheap penny stocks. And roll forward many years later, and I realized there's nothing wrong with my strategy. It was just me chasing someone else's strategy. And that's where I got wrong. That's where I failed. I fluttered. And I looked at my portfolio and I thought, oh God, I should have stuck to what I know. That's right, what I've been doing. Then I didn't even have a mentor, but I thought this was another guy who was a mentor. I had a group then, but I'm telling you now, I think I've told you before. I don't know if I have, but I went to copy someone else's strategy because he had another group. He's so brash on social media. I thought he was succeeding. Rolling on now since I've known this person, 7 years. I can tell you this person's never beat me. He's never done better. So when my portfolio went in the dirt, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna scrap that. What I have is working. 2022. I don't know if I remember if I told anyone. Things were bad. I thought it was just bad for me. I decided to pay for some American guy, try to join his course, only to realize I just did some Reddit search and I thought, this guy's failing. He is collapsing as well. So why did I think I was doing it wrong? So, we've always had this, our group, we have people who kind of leverage my experience, etc. Ever since then, and one thing I say to guys is that, guys, if you are losing, believe me, if I'm losing, if you are losing in the group, I believe the majority of the world is losing because not because I try as much as possible to stay pulse with the markets. And so I think, was it last week when the market was really down aggressively? I wasn't doing bad at all. My portfolio was actually up. And I remember putting something on Telegram and I said, if I said my portfolio is up today, people will say I'm proud, you know. Was it actually true? This year, in fact, earlier this year, I was up by 40 something percent. The whole thing downturn is just it's just drained me down. I'm up about maybe 18% now, and okay, I'm gonna put a screenshot, a snapshot, so you can see, so I'm up about 18%, which is something I say. So if we are not doing great, majority of the people are not doing great. It's just that simple, and that's my belief. And I just don't base it on belief. We're not high beta to the core, etc. If you follow what I preach, because I'm constantly talking, do it this way, do it that way, do it this way, do it that way. So let me put this on a whiteboard so you can see um what I'm saying. For me, okay, just this morning it says 17%. So I am still up 17%. Even you could say, oh yeah, but it's a trading or it's an investment. It doesn't matter. I'm not levered to the teeth. I am, look at me. Last year I closed up 87%. And that's one thing you want to be consistent. If you're not consistent, you're doing it wrong. Look, this is me, 17% year to date. It doesn't just have to be me. It's got to be all of you. If you're listening to me, I'm constantly putting it on the pulse, on the pulse, on the pulse. Um, like I said, I probably only have bought two stocks this year. I traded twice this year. Last year was 87%. Rolled in 2020, 26. I was 40% up. I put in on Telegram. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, but you probably should do this, shouldn't do that." And I'm like, "Not really. If it's working, why would I have to change it? If I'm up 40%, they say, "Oh yeah, there was a dip in October. It's something." Don't give a reason. I don't care. When my portfolio closed 87% last year, I didn't care. I didn't give a reason. Portfolio was down or the market was down. Now I'm up just now 18%. And in fact, I actually took some. I've not even added to my portfolio. So I'm up 18%. Who cares? I don't care about the story outside or what anyone else says to me. I'm playing my game, you're playing your game. I'm not chasing fast wins. I'm very calm. So look, the market can go to zero tomorrow for all I care, and I'm happy because I know I'm doing my right thing for me. But one thing I constantly say is if I am losing, if I'm down, or if we are down as a group, everybody is down. And I'm supposed to share this just with our guys in the mentorship group, but I decided I'm going to put it out there on Telegram. If you're listening to me, this is not a sales call at all. If I'm down, everybody is down. You all, I'm not saying you all do what I do. But look at that Pareto guide, the principle, 20% psychology. That's all you need. Apply the psychology. The remaining 80%, that's fine. If you remember in the group one time when hymns. My brother here who bought hymns, and JP Morgan bought hymns as well at 30. I can't remember what price. And I said hymns is still coming down below 20, below 30 or so. And I can't remember what price it was on. He said, "Oh, but JP Morgan just bought." I said, "It doesn't matter." And then I said, I'm gonna bring up the debate about what's it called? About institution buying. I wanted to do a video on it. I'm quite lazy when it comes to some of these videos, and I apologize for it. um, Sorry, I'm going to show you something. I want to share my trading view so you can see. And so when I said, Hims is still coming down. I'm not saying I'm always right, but half the times I know I'm right. A lot of times I know I'm right. Um, Again, the market keeps changing. I'm on the pulse with the markets. But let's look. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my video now, so you're going to see. And this is just look at this as a madman rambling. Okay. Um, Yes, so let me share my video so you can see. Again, I was talking about Palantir owes me money, Palantir owes me money. It kind of felt like it was a joke, and I'm not saying Palantir owes me money, but all I'm saying is that when something has run up a lot, sometimes you just need to be able to know. I mean, if I'm look, this is different as an investor. I'm talking as a trader. This is where did JP Morgan buy? And look, and this is not me saying HIMS is going to zero, but let's have a view of a few things here. Look, I can't remember. I think it was around this point JP Morgan bought, and it jumped. Look, did my strategy change about my opinion change on him? Not really, because I could see right here, right here. I just thought, yeah, this is a candle within a longer, bigger candle. It's just coming down, down, down. There's nothing there. So what happens is the momentum first, then the story comes in. And now the story is about, oh yeah, what's the story? Uh, oh yeah, they're gonna have whatever they've been sued by Novo Nordisk, etc., etc. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You play your strategy first. Behind these candles, there's a lot of grenades, which I always say. If you're looking at the news first to drive your investing, then you're doing it wrong. But anyway, so that's HIMS on one side for you. So we know why it's dropping now, or the story comes in. But right from the get-go, when I've looked at it, when I've studied it, I could see the grenades right in there, and there's nothing I can do. Personally, I would get out. If I study, I don't care about what the news say. Look at this BMNR. This caused an uproar between myself and one guy. He got it at, he put it there at 29 or 30. He talked about Tom Lee buying more. Don't bet against Tom Lee. I don't care. If it doesn't suit my strategy, if my strategy says no, this is wrong, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. It's just that simple. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it because my strategy shows me that this thing is just it's a trap. Okay. And you can't take it personal in this market. You can't take it personal at all. Look at all this huge gap it's created. Again, it's created a gap there, and people are thinking, oh, it's going to go. Look, it's up to you, really. But this just shows a lot of inefficiencies. For me personally, I'm not buying it at all. And you can see ever since I don't know, it's been on 30 since November last year, and now it's collapsing, it's cranking, and that's something. Look, crypto is collapsing, and I'm not saying because at the end of the day, sometimes you got to understand why are you investing. BMNR, what does it rely on? BMNR relies on crypto, it relies on Ethereum. I can post you so many charts when I've shared about Ethereum, when I said I think this thing is going to $2,000. You don't have to believe me. It's up to you. One thing you need to do is learn the skill, how you'll be able to read these charts yourself. There's a lot to the chart, there's a lot to the fundamentals. Now, if you can marry both of them together, then you do very well. Sorry, my trading view has just been so slow. There you go. Ethereum. Okay, now it's about to come to support. Look, it's below 2000 now. If Ethereum doesn't go up, I'm sorry, your BMNR doesn't go up. It's that simple. I don't care whether it's got a use case here. At the end of the day, nobody is buying it right now. More people are selling than buying, and that's why it's coming down. And that's what you've got. We can one year is down 28%, or where is it? Year to date is, it's been divided by three. Unfortunately, the last 5 years is 16%. People get, you get triggered, run by stories, and you start thinking, yeah, 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 it's don't bet against this guy. You can bet against anybody. It's your money at the end of the day. Palantir, let's look at Palantir. It just can't catch a break. Look at that. Owes me money. Big inefficiencies I'm seeing right here. Okay. And I've been saying this for a while. One thing somebody says, when. Nobody can tell when. It doesn't matter. You don't want to bet against them. Why? Because look, earnings going up. So for me personally, if you are an investor, yeah, I'm gonna say I don't care. 20 years time, 5 years time, I don't have to worry. But me as a trader, I've got to feed my family. I've got to take care of my bills. I'm sorry. Your story doesn't bother me. I will stick with what I can see. And what can I see? I'm sorry, this is still coming down. It's up to you. You don't have to agree with me. It's coming down. And that's all I can say. I've been saying it for a while. The markets, look at it, double top. But look at that. That top is higher. Great. But now the top is lower. So people don't want it at this price anymore. At this price, they didn't want it, but okay, that's quite high a price. But now they don't want it at this price. And look at that. People are just keep. Let me zoom in so you can see the beads. The bids are lower. Can you see the wick? People are bidding lower. They are bidding lower. And look at this new candle. You can't even engulf this one. Look, they gave you a little bit of a relief right there. But look, it's tiny. It's not even above this previous one. This is what they call an inside bar. It's sorry. Let's look at it, trying to give a few things away, but it doesn't matter. There's so many strategies out there. This is still lower. People are bidding lower. So who are you to tell me, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not about the news. And of course, three things happen to the market. We've got the technical, we've got the fundamental, and we've got the what's the third one? The I forgot. It's a common name. What is it called again? I can't even remember. It's just common thing. But anyway, and if which is the most important thing, I can't even remember. Technical, fundamental, and sentiment. There you go. And if the sentiment is negative right now, what do you expect? Market always goes up, right? Is that what you think? Well, not at this time. Sometimes, you want to wait. For me personally, if I think I can't see the upside anymore, I'll take it. I'll take my money out, buy lower. Why not? What's the point? I've seen a post of, oh, I'm 90% up. Now I'm 25% down. Look, it's your money. It's your money at the end of the day. But for me, I don't like to see my money go away. The two things in this market, okay? The players and the non-players. I'm a player, full stop. I'm here every day looking at the market. And right now, the market is telling me, look, AI is creating a story. But before AI created a story, how long have I been telling you this market is not going anywhere? This market is tired. This market is tired. It needs to drop 20%. But let me tell you something. I drop this YouTube video daily, every day. It's not about whether you watch it or not. Yeah, I've not even been screaming subscribe because I don't care. But now, this is it right here. Okay, for a long while, how long have I been saying this market is not, that I've been consistent with what I've been saying. On my YouTube, what did I say? Okay, let me just, sorry, I love free day. What am I looking for? Hold on a second, people, please. Okay, let's do it on a weekly and let's see. So you can see. Sorry, the screen's just gone blank. I could talk about this all day. Look at this 1 week, the markets. I don't want to do the counting. Thank God for TradingView. For how many weeks? You see that? 16 bars, 112 days, markets has been stagnant. But you say the up, you say the down. You can trade the trend, fine. I'm not asking you to short. Okay, the last meeting we had, this Telegram meeting, I was saying it was up. Somebody said, "Oh, that means we should short." You don't even have to short. You don't have to short at all. But the market has been going nowhere in the last 3 months. 3 months. It's been average. And what is sorry, it's been stagnant. And what does that tell you? The players are no longer interested. But unfortunately, before it gets to you, it takes a while. So if you've seen this signal early enough, you can tell it's time to get out. It's not going anywhere. Okay, you take two risks. Number one, you can either risk it's going further upside, or you could risk maybe it's time it breaks. And right now, for me personally, I've been putting the warning out there. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but been putting the warning out there because what do we see? This kills, of course, majority of the markets. Number one, where's the marker again? Sorry, got too many things on. The bid is higher, but the bid lower. Look at that long week. Okay, bid lower. They don't want it anymore. They don't want it anymore. And that's why it's been collapsing. But let me show you something. Dot com had about what, 30% drop. This is nothing. And I'm not trying to scare anyone. We haven't really dropped at all. We haven't really dropped. We haven't really dropped. We have not really dropped from the April lows. If you look at it, you might just think if you find your market dropping, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong stop. Full stop. We have not really dropped. Can you see that? The market has risen about 50%, 56% from April lows. And how long has it dropped now? Let's see. From there, just about 6% since October last year. I remember then I sold my S&P. Somebody, oh, you're getting out of S&P. Do I care? Not really, because it's my game. It's up to you. You play your game. Well, I'll put it out there, my action, and it's up to you to play your action. Why? Because I think I'm gonna get it cheaper. Half the times, I wouldn't even advise people to sell S&P because I just say stay there. For me personally, I haven't got new funds coming in. What if it doesn't come down? Yeah, it's fine. I'll buy higher. It's fine. But do I think it's coming down? I think so. Put my money in bond. Oh, you're only going to earn 5% over 3 months. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. It's okay. I can't time it. People say, when is it going to happen? I don't know when. Do I think it's happening? I think so, but I just don't know when. It's the best probability. And now, so you've got what's the key components of S&P? You've got Apple. Apple is like 15%. Google, another 15%. Nvidia, about 20%. So all these major guys. So, I keep talking about ETF effect. The big dogs are the ones dumping in the S&P. And that's what you're saying. But unfortunately, now we have the AI story. What's the AI story? AI is going to change everything. Now, Palantir use AI to to what? To as a money lender, of course. What's the bullish thesis? Let me see if I can paste it here. I said Palantir, sorry. I mean Upstart. Apologize, sorry. Okay. Look at the. See if I can change the color of this text to black so you can read. Good. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's not. Um, where's the T there in the text? I think it's here. I'm going to change it to red or black. There you go. So, for me personally, I'm not complaining. If I have a stock that I believe in, I bet with my own money, it's not levered. If it's levered, if it's not going very well, I'll cut my loss. But if it's not levered, then I'm sorry, I will probably just double down when I think it's changing. Look, earnings per share, it's up by 733% year on year. Revenue is up. What more do you want as a business? Now, what's the bullish thesis? uh, the leverage continuously improving AI models for higher loan approvals. Before AI became a thing, Upstart has always been AI models, so they didn't just jump on the bandwagon. Okay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what's the bearish thesis? Significant risk from reliance on unsecured personal loans. Think about it. The economy right now is tits up, full stop. So there's that fear that they might not be able to get some of their money back, okay, which is a big scare, and of course, AI regulatory scrutiny that could impact model effectiveness and reputation, So for me personally, so yeah, I I recommended Upstart at some point. Why? It was just basically purely on the trade. The buyers moved in. It was about to move. I think it surged quickly. At some point, I wanted a bit more surge, but guess what? I didn't take profit. And then it came down on me. These things happen. But if you're not levered, you've got the best strategy. No leverage, you just buy. Your friend, it's time. Just be patient. When it turns, then you buy more. Look, Palantir. Palantir says it's AI. Okay. But what is the bear thesis on this? The market thinks it's probably not AI right now. The market thinks, for me personally, the bear thesis just is run too much too fast. Full stop. Now the market thinks otherwise. Okay, the market does not say you're not AI, but the market, some people are now questioning it. Maybe you're not AI, you're not AI, you're probably software. But I think it's a great business. They still, I mean, they are the crushing earnings, crushing sorry, record crushing earnings the last just about a few couple of days ago, a few more than a couple of days ago, a few days ago. But guess what? It's now collapsing. It's got to do with valuation. In bear markets, what do I always say? Valuation matters. Valuation doesn't matter until it matters. Okay. I could put a few things out there. Look, Palantir was valued even before this collapse. Even at this collapse, let's look at it. Palantir is now valued what? 307 billion. You can't be valued 307 billion, and how much are you making in revenue? Revenue is quite low. Where's the revenue? It's okay. I don't want to go into the financials, but anyway, revenue is not as much. So, you've got to justify this thing. In the bull market, valuation doesn't matter. In the bear market, I'm sorry, everything gets scrutinized, full stop. So, quite a few things like that. I think, let me see, do I have a few more I was looking to share? If except you, I mean, okay, think about Oracle. Oracle, for example. Let's look at Oracle. Let's look at Oracle. Oracle is the market is scared of capex. Okay, capex. You're going to be spending, and they don't think you have the money. Of course, the money's going to come from somewhere, and that's why it tanks. Oracle, great company, but the capex spend, and there you go. But overall, do I think it's an amazing company? I think it's a great, beautiful, and amazing company. 5 years to date, 165, but this year hasn't been great for them, and we could all see that. So, it's all about the capex spend, and the market's a bit concerned. Do they have the money? They're going to get into debt, etc. And that's why this is dumping. Everything is not about the story. Duolingo. Let's look at Duolingo. I remember I know my friend here, you're watching me, Mr. Snog. What did we say about Duolingo? What did I say? I said it was coming below. I even said it was coming below, was it 200 then or something like that? When it was dumping and it was like 190 something. And then I put in the group somewhere, some guy, I said, look, this thing is coming to 100. I'm not always right. Not always right at all. When it was, I think the person who was buying it at 150 said, oh, this is the bottom, this is the bottom. Look, I don't care. I just put what I think I can see. I'm not right. Never always right. Who cares? But if you're constantly chasing a dip or you're falling in love with a stock, you will lose your money. Duolingo, language learning app. AI believes you can learn it faster using AI model. I don't know. People say, oh, the membership keeps going up. That's fine. And that's the fundamental justification. Then you think you're going to buy this for long term, then absolutely just buy. That's your money. Okay. For me, there's 1,001 stocks out there. If I don't like it, I don't even like any stock. If it's not fitting my bill, it doesn't bother me. I'm taking it out. Robin Hood. I'm gonna put something out there. Somebody asked me about Hood. Um, I wanted to. Am I logged in on WhatsApp on my phone? On my Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna log in on WhatsApp on my computer. Um, and you all saw this, especially guys in the group. I put something out there. I think I shared it in the in one of the what's it called, one of my daily recap video before. And what did I say? Sorry, just bear with me. I'm not emotional at all. I think Hood then was about 110, and I shared something. Um, let's see if it doesn't load, I'll put it on there. And I share something. So half the times I've had calls where I failed, but I think one thing I've got right now is my psychology. My psychology doesn't fail me. I'm a lot calmer. When I'm losing, it's okay. I know a loss is part of the game. But when I'm making money, I also know that or when everyone is losing, when I'm losing majorly, I always say to the guys, look, when you're down, just know that majority of the people are down. But when you're making money, it's let's see. It's as a result of your hard work, and that's just what it is. So let's see. I want to share a beautiful, funny screenshot, which is quite interesting. I hope I can get the dates. There you go. So, like I said, I'm not always right, but I know that, the it's fortune favors the brave, they say, but who cares? If you fall in love with any stock out there, you will get caught. And it is what it is if you get caught. So let's see. Okay. I think I got it now. What are they? It's a funny screenshot. So bear with me. Oh goodness gracious. When there you go. So I shared it with the dates when I shared the screenshot. Sorry, my screen keeps going black on me. The HDMI is just funny. Okay. So this is what I said, and I'm gonna post it here. Interesting. What did I say on the 21st of January? I said the evil that will befall Hood will be preached for generations. That was on the 29th of January. Again, this is what I can see. Look, you've got if you're a trader, you've got to monitor your positions. I'm not saying babysit them. You've got to monitor them. And since 29th of January, what's happened? There you go. So, I could put a lot more. Since 29th of January, it's just been on the downside. Somebody asked me, what do I think? I don't know what I think. Do I think it's coming? I think between 60 and 50. Again, that's just my personal opinion. If you're an investor, just average down. Look, the degens, degenerate, they call them now. They are, well, I don't know how they pronounce it, but degenerates anyway. They are trading on hold. They want to buy what's called, they want to buy the latest what's the word? They want to buy the latest meme coin, crypto, etc. But crypto is down. Therefore, hold is down because these guys cannot spend. Now they go to the poly market to bet, prediction markets. If I'm allowed to say that. And then, so for me, do I think there's more upside coming? Yes, you're probably going to get a little bit of a bounce here, and then it goes. There's something else I shared about app as well. I said something about app, and somebody said, "Oh, let's see. Hold on a second. It's just, you know, what you can see, and I'm not always right again, like I said, but I said app, not yet time. Robinhood, not yet time. Um, I don't even need to post a screenshot anymore. When I said app, not yet time, the next day it moved amazingly. And then, somebody said posted it there as if I was wrong. And I'm not saying I'm not wrong. I'm wrong quite a few times, but it doesn't matter. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll move on to another stock. Sorry, hold on. My HDMI cable. I might need to reboot the system. The screen just keeps going blank. Okay, let's look at app. So, if you want to keep, okay, open WhatsApp on your phone so you can sync. So there you go. So let's find app because then I said I said no yet time with app, and look at what's happening or what's been happening. App has been just decimated amazingly. So again, I'm not always right, but you want to leverage on someone's experience and expertise. I'm not an expert, okay? Just my experience. That's what you want to leverage on. Let's see. I think I can find it here. When I said app, know your time, hood, know your time, Palantir, know your time. Let me show you what I think people are doing. If you've been listening to what I've been putting out there, I'm not here chasing clouds. Do I really care? Not really. This is what I I said, Bitcoin ran up to 70 last Friday, and I said, is you think it's time? Oh yeah, it's time this time. Okay, fine. BTC has not done much in the year, so let's park it there. Don't because capital, where is capital flowing? Capital start going to Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Walmart, and now you start thinking, yeah, see, I bought Walmart, that's the best thing. And I'm not saying it's not the best thing since sliced bread, but you need to understand capital flows. Um, these are the stock people perceive as value, but they're shorting candidates eventually. I'm not asking you to short. I'm just putting my opinion out there. Adding some no-buy list are Hood, App, Palantir. That was on Monday. And the next day, Hood jumped up. Boom. What happened? Sorry, App jumped up, I mean. And what happened? I thought I was wrong. I might be wrong. I just thought, oh, maybe it was a wrong call. And after that, what happened? You could see it decimated, came right back to where it came from, 89 points or 90 points, 19%. Don't be emotional about these things. This guy don't care. They're selling stock. Coinbase. This guy sold stock before yesterday's earnings. I mean, of course, it's a scheduled sale. I'm not saying he did it in a dodgy way. I'm just saying he announces his stocks to be sold. You got to be able to sell sometimes. If you're trading, if you're an investor, you got profit. But look, you want to hold it for the next 10 years, that's fine. It's up to you. But you need to understand that sometimes you just have to take some of this profit. It's a no-buy zone. So the money started moving. Look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is known as a stable stock. You want to buy for the sake of earning dividend. Just pause. A lot of people are going to make the same mistakes now. Guess what? Look at Coca-Cola. Since then, it's just done multiple run, 80%. And now people, I mean, 80, now at 80. Can you see? Since market started dumping, about 26th January, Coca-Cola's made what? You see the move? 10%. Coca-Cola doesn't move like that. 10% in less than a month? Sorry, that's the day. You can see that? Coca-Cola's made 10% from 26th January to now, just about half a month. Coca-Cola doesn't move like that. Okay? Normally, Pepsi, I'm not even gonna Pepsi. Pepsi's just made same amazing run. Look at Pepsi. Yeah, it's down, but look at Pepsi. 26th of January. Can you see that? Similar date, similar coincidence. From 26th of January, it ran all the way from 151 to 167. I don't know how many percentage this is, but I can put it on there so you can see. So these are people are making, they're parking their money, putting it here because they perceive this as where it's safe, 12%, 13%. These guys don't move like that normally. Walmart became a trillion. Great company now being valued as a tech, it's a bit more expensive now than Apple, than a few things. Look at that, even 3% yesterday. So you can see Walmart's all-time high keeps beating it. Well, guess what stands out for you if you're paying attention? Um, where's the P ratio again, quickly? I want to see the multiple. Oh God, hold on a second. You can see it's not giving me here. Okay, there you go. Look at the multiple, uh, 45 times. You really tell me retail trade 45 times? I'm sorry. This is how you learn to take your profit sometimes. So these things are trading at multiples, but you start thinking, yeah, yeah, that's where the money is going. That's where the money should be. But you're getting it wrong. You're doing it wrong that way. Okay, so the valuation matters until it doesn't. And that's the thing. But as an investor, just double down. The fundamentals are solid still. You're happy with why. Just relax. Buy later. I'm not gonna, so you got to take a little things into consideration, but the sentiments right now are not right for certain conditions. Okay, and that's when you need to know when to chill, know when to buy, know when to hold, know when to fold, which is just it's just the way it works in the market. So I don't know if you have any stocks you want to put out there for me to review, but for me, my portfolio is up. I'm not in tears. I'm not crying. And there's something I've been saying. Some people I'm working on with right now. And I think I remember there was a time I said I'm going to be one stock man. I'm still that guy. In fact, what I'm doing is a one stock blueprint. You've got to find that stock, that blueprint. Look, the market might collapse tomorrow. I don't even care. I just have that thing. It could be an ETF, it could be a stock. It's up to you without having to give too much away. But I'm just saying one stock blueprints. That's just for me personally. Do I think it's a bear right now? I don't even think it's a bear market at all, because if you think about it, we've only been down 1%, or sorry, maybe a bit more, to be fair. But no, bear market's got to be down 20%. We're not down at all. Literally, okay, sorry, let me push it down instead of trying. From all-time highs, it's just we're just in a fear zone. I don't think we're down at all. We've just been down about, yeah, I was right actually, just about 6%, 5.8%. Not at all. Yes, certain sectors are amazing. They are, I was going to say amazingly down. They're collapsing, yes. But look at IGV. Software is yeah, software is tanking, full stop. Yes, look at that. That's it. That's just a nasty dildo which is formed right there. Uh, the software is down, yes, but that's not the same thing as everything else. It's not the same thing as hardware. It's not the same thing as a REIT. So, at some point it becomes a rolling crash and the market just keeps tanking every other sector, different sectors. Are we down at all? Well, we're down by 6%. No, it's not even we are in correctional territory and the market's got to correct. And I remember screaming last year, this thing has to come down, has to come down, has to come down. Um, but that's what it is. What's my take on plug? Man, right now you don't even. This is not where I want to be. I don't want to be in high beta stocks. Look at that, $7. I just think, personally, I think it's a dumb stock. I don't want to buy it at all. But when the momentum is back, then you want to buy and hold, etc. But when there's no momentum at all, these guys suffer first. They never make money. They're struggling. The fear at this point is look at the last 5 years. So let me just in the last 5 years it's down 97%, year to date just seven, last 12 months. So it's bad for you as an investor. You just want to be trading this. No, as an investor you don't want to get emotional. Like I keep saying, it's all about what's in the mind, the mindset, the mindset. Anyway, I'll keep it short. It's a Friday morning. For me, I don't cry about my positions. I'm happy. I know what I got in. If you are in there as a trader, that's great. If you're in there as an investor, you're even better, much more amazing, as long as you're not levered to your teeth. Just relax. When it's time to turn, double down and it will go again. Look, I remember someone saying, oh, I regret not buying Palantir at 60. That I was sorry. Or sorry, someone told me to buy Palantir at 20. Now it's at 60. Palantir went up to 207. Makes sense. It went on to 207. Why not? Which means that regret could have lingered longer. But now it's dumping. It's giving you an opportunity to get in. If it's for you, of course. If you think it's the right time, I'm not going to give it the right time. But for me, it's not the right time at the moment. And if you moved without me, look, many fish in the sea. Many fish in the sea. There's quite a few positions. I'll see if I can go over them. Manpower. Is it MPW? Manpower. Is that the same one? Manpower. MPW. Look at that. Wow. Another one, which has just been horrible, horrible, horrible for its investors. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're in it, one thing I've learned is if you're in a stock that's constantly coming down, it's not for you. Honestly, people tend to buy, what people look for is, oh, it's at the bottom, I'm gonna buy it. I'm sorry, you're just going to keep bottom fishing. If you're going to keep bottom fishing, one thing I always say is once it's down, it's more expensive. No, it's down doesn't mean cheap. It's down for a reason. It's down means it's more expensive. These guys, insiders, the institutions, they see a lot more than we do. But thankfully, we can see on our chart. If it's down for a reason, and probably just go to zero, full stop. So MPT, Fastly did very well yesterday. So, sometimes I say market is mispricing. medical properties. So this is a this is a cannabis stock. I haven't even looked at it, but I can just tell you. But let's have a look. It's I think it's a REIT. You see, there you go. It's a REIT, cannabis, MPT. Look, cannabis is a very dangerous sector right now. This again, this company is not making money. Is it dividend? No dividend, which is yeah, oh, it's got a dividend on it. So generally, my opinion doesn't really matter much, but I would suggest or I would say, look at it. If you, I mean, just on a very basic look, it looks like it's trending higher, but at the same time, look, they are rejecting it above that price. So it's time to squeeze. And your best guess is, I don't know. It's going to squeeze up or down, but I think this thing is going to go to about $7 without giving too much away. It's again, it's just my personal opinion. I think it's going to go to seven, and we shall see for now. But so I don't want to say I do not buy speculations. I do sometimes, okay? This is speculative because you might think, okay, cannabis is going to get a reprieve eventually, but it's a bit dangerous. So when it comes to this, more fundamental than technicals. You got to start thinking, okay, how much debt have they got? Can they afford to pay the debt? How much, what's it called, people have they got that's not paying their debts? Okay, these are the things you look for, especially when it comes to dividend and especially when it comes to, remember, REITs, they've got to give 90% of their profits away as dividend. So a bit dangerous here, but if there was a stock somebody came to thank me for, said, look, you told me to buy a stock. I bought this stock 2 years ago, and the dividend alone is covered everything that I put my money in. Is covered the entire investment. And he said, "Thank you." Okay, but I said, "Are you still keeping it?" He said, "I'm still keeping it." I can't even remember the name. It's not in a dangerous sector or whatever, and the dividend is not exactly exaggerated. So if it's not exaggerated, why not? Well, keep it if it works for you. I tend to buy dividend stocks as well. This is the one I bought. I sold it at 32 because I needed the money. There's nothing wrong with it. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I said, look, it's going to 44. I don't know. They had earnings beats yesterday. Pre-market is actually plus 7% up. I sold it at 32. Pre-market now, I know it's a lot higher. And that's fine. It's a company it's different. We all play different strategies. I like the company. Well, don't exactly like it. I just think it works for me. They've got dividend, they can afford the dividend, and it's up 7% pre-market now. I don't have it anymore now, but that's fine. So we all got different things. We look for different things we play out. Fastly, keep a sell or walk away. How down are you? How up are you? If you're up, honestly, I'll hold it. It looks good for me personally. That's the MPT. I will hold it. Look at Fastly. Yes, they beat yesterday. Oh, don't quickly just short it. No, don't quickly just short it. Because yes, the fact that they beat doesn't mean it's gonna come down straight away. I'm gonna show you something similar because they're down 91%. So, this is speculation again. They've not been making money. They make money 1 quarter. 1 quarter does not equate to things have turned around. You need a few quarters. The market's got to start thinking, okay, this few quarters, is it okay now? Has the story changed? And those are the things people watch out for. But at the same time, some people have been in the trenches for a long while. If you look at it here, let me put it right here. These guys have been in the trenches for a long while. You don't think they're going to take profit here? Of course they will. And that's when some people make that mistake of buying here. Oh, yeah, we turn it around. No, I'm so sorry. No, these guys bought here a lot lower. They're going to want to take profit. They will take profit because it's up now, up another day. Oh, yeah, you're going to get trapped. So you don't want to be chasing this. You want to be taking profits because these guys who bought a lot lower for, pardon me, they've been holding for God knows how many years of this guy who bought, who didn't sell, and now it came down. Now I think that's the opportunity to sell. So they're going to take profit. It's going to come down. And then you just watch it. It's just in a watch zone. Think about it. This is a company that went from the highs of, remember this one very well, highs of 136 to the lows of 16. In fact, it went as low as $4. Okay. So not an amazing company at all. Not right now. I don't have an insider, but I have someone who worked in the field, or I had. We don't talk anymore. I don't even know where the person is. That's what I mean. And he said this. internally, so this is a bad company. But that's just what the person said. As a, person worked with them, said no, not to invest. But again, I looked at a few other things before I invest or trade. I have traded this company never as an investor though, and that's it. So it doesn't float my boat, and that's it. So yeah, that's just. I just thought I should just throw in a free session right here about strategy, mindset, conditioning. Personally, I could do not. I was away earlier in January for God knows how many weeks. Um, it's quite funny. I could not. My screen is not showing. I could not look at my I could not log into one of my portfolio because I'm in a, danger territory, danger. I couldn't log into my portfolio because I wasn't allowed on the IP. I did not bother at all. I didn't have to cut my holiday short. It's that kind of investment. People say the best investments are the ones, or the best trades are the ones that have made money. No, I'm sorry. No, the best trades are the ones that make you sleep well at night. I could sleep well tomorrow, tonight, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not even worried. Look, in this whole market. I don't have big account or whatever, but I remember putting 50 grand on one stock and I said, look, I don't care. The stock is even high at the moment. And I said, yeah, it's fine. It's my one stop blueprint. I'm just buying it. I don't care. Look, you've got to find that strategy. Make sure it works. Make sure it's repeatable and you can do it. You can sleep very well at night. If you can't do it, otherwise just gain S&P. And then someone say, oh, don't buy S&P. It's an all-time high. Oh, give the money to fund managers. Somebody came to me, oh, I got my money with the fund managers. This fund manager did 6% last year. And I said, oh, really? They did 6%, but the market did 15%. Maybe you should just buy S&P. Um, you know, and that's the thing. So there's a lot multiple layers in this, and that's why we leverage on communities. Okay. That's why we leverage on communities by all means, you got to be able to read as much as you can, ask these questions, these burning questions, ask them and someone's going to help. But like I always say, listen to everybody, then listen to nobody. Pay attention, listen to what they say, but then make sure your conclusion is a reflection, or whatever you do is a reflection of your own conclusion. Somebody asked me about Bitcoin. Do I think it's still going to go down? Honestly, I don't know. Um, what is my when it went to 60 and then it jumped to 670, I said, look, the market don't just recover like that. We do get recovery, we do get V-shaped recovery, okay, like that. So we do get V-shapes, okay, but it just doesn't always happen. Yeah, it came down right here and it just reversed. I'm sorry, it doesn't just work that way. You can see this is my level. I'm thinking below 60. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Am I interested? Don't know yet. We'll see. Okay. But who knows? Again, February is usually a volatile month, though. That's one thing you need to understand. February is a volatile month, and it is what it is, really. And that's why I said market don't always go up. I'm not scared. We've got to understand in the long run, as long as you got great businesses, it would reverse in your favor. So just have patience. As an investor, it's the time to just buy a bit more, or sorry, find that money. It's just average down and do your own thing. Don't frown, average down, find more money. Amazon's down 12% year to date. Well, these things happen sometimes. Okay. Anyway, thought I should throw in this session. I didn't think it was going to last this long, but yeah, stop crying. Enjoy your life. All right, guys, take care. I'll throw the link out there. Take care. Bye bye, guys.